Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. So Chris Smalling is set to join Roma on a permanent basis. Roma are reportedly putting a bidding of £18 million plus bonuses included. Now obviously we revealed our asking price for Chris Smalling and we said we wanted around £20 million for the player. But according to Sky in Italy, we are likely to accept Roma's offer. Fabrizio Romero did recently say that a bid is incoming from Roma. Now, it did say recently that Roma are looking to get Chris Smalling on loan for another season. Then it will include the obligation to buy for around £11 million and Roma would pay around a €3 million loan fee. But I think this is positive news from a Manchester United perspective. I do actually know like Chris Smalling is a pretty good centre-half. Obviously, last season he was on loan with Roma, and I've got to say he did very, very well on his loan spell with Roma. Solskjaer did reveal that he was in regular contact with Smalling whilst he was out on loan with Roma, and he did say during our Europa League campaign that Smalling does have a future at Manchester United. You know, Smalling's been a long servant at the football club. I think he's enjoyed around 9 or 10 years with us. We've had him obviously, since the Alex Ferguson era because we did get him in 2010 from Fulham. Also, Inter Milan have been interested in Smalling. Well, it said that a few weeks ago. He also rejected a move to Newcastle. But we know that Smalling wants to leave the club and he does want to go to Italy. So that's very, very good news. Now, I want to give you some additional information on Jaden Sancho. So, Man United are going to make a fresh approach for Sancho by finalising his salary and his fees with his agent. Then we are going to put a bid in for the player. Now, he did recently say that we are not giving up on Jaden Sancho until he publicly says that he wants to stay at Borussia Dortmund. Jaden Sancho, to be fair though, has said quite a few times that he's interested in making a move to Man United and he expects his transfer to Man United to happen in this summer transfer window. Now, it did say the other week we had abandoned our chase for Sancho until the summer of 2021. But throughout the course of this Jaden Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block, because Borussia Dortmund's valuation is around £108 million. Obviously, they've been looking for like £90 million up front, but we are not determined to meet what Dortmund are demanding. We have said we're only willing to pay either £60 or £70 million up front for Sancho. Obviously, he was our number one priority target for a while. Now, around 4 weeks ago, is it now? Or nearly 4 weeks ago, it was looking very, very imminent that Manchester United were going to be signing Jaden Sancho, because obviously Fabrizio Romero had come out and he said that negotiations between Man United and Dortmund were at an advanced stage. And he said that Sancho agreed personal terms with Man United, and it said he agreed a 5-year contract with the football club. So I thought it was going to happen at that point, but just after Fabrizio Romero had revealed that, it said that talks had broken down between Man United and Dortmund, obviously because of Borussia Dortmund's asking price. Now, Dortmund did say to us that we had until the 10th of August to sign Sancho. That was obviously the deadline, and Man United missed out on the deadline to sign Sancho. So reflect on that, Sancho went on pre-season with Borussia Dortmund and that. But like I've said to you, we have been in for Jaden Sancho for like the last 3 years, haven't we? And we still haven't got him on the board at the moment. But I've outlined the reasons why I want him at Manchester United is because he's predominantly a right winger, and Man United are in search for the right winger. Also, he's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford, and he will dramatically improve us. If he comes to the Premier League, Sancho, I think he will exceed expectations and he'll replicate what he's done in the few years he's been with Dortmund. He's enjoyed 3 years with Borussia Dortmund. I think he's still got a contract with them till 2022. Dortmund got him for next to nothing. They only paid £8 million for him from Man City. He enjoyed a few years with Man City, but the main explanation why he left City is because he did not get assured any first team opportunities. Before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14, so he was at Watford for several years. Now, it did look the other week, it did look like the other week Sancho to Man United was totally dead in the water, because obviously you had Borussia Dortmund's CEO, sporting director, another one of their directors saying that Sancho is staying at Dortmund. Actually, Michael Zorg said he's staying and the decision is final. Now, we made a promise to the player as well that we are willing to offer him the number 7, because obviously we have got number 7 vacant at the moment, and I think he'd fulfill number 7 really, really well. Now, we have been looking at a lot of alternatives to Sancho, because I will make an admission there is much cheaper solutions than him. You know, we've obviously in recent weeks been looking at Douglas Costa from Juventus. We've also been looking at Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich. We've also looked at Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. We looked at Rabbi Matondo from Schalke. You know, so we have looked at quite a few alternatives. Now, my perception on Sancho is I think he's an exceptional player, but I just don't think he's worth what Borussia Dortmund are demanding. I think probably at the moment he's probably worth from between 70 to 80 million pounds. But we may have to wait until next summer to sign Sancho. I'm not going to fully sure we're going to get him in this window, but I'm not going to fully disregard him coming, because there's still a possibility chance. We've already missed out on a few players under Solskjaer. Don't forget we missed out on Erling Haaland, and we also missed out on Jude Bellingham. Dortmund are known as a selling football club. They've let big names go in recent years, and a lot of them have gone to the Premier League. You know, they let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang go. They also let Ilkay Gundogan go, Mkhitaryan, Kagawa left them at one point. Matt Hummels, they let him go. They let Ousmane Dembele go. They let Lewandowski go. Christian Pulisic, they also let him go. So they are known as a selling football club. So anyway, that is the breaking news on Jaden Sancho. You obviously know the news on Sergio Romero. I give you the news on him earlier on today. As you all know, he's open to leaving Manchester United. I read this from The Athletic, and it says that Aston Villa are interested in Sergio Romero. They're seeing him as a replacement for Pepe Reina. I think it also mentions that West Ham, Everton and Leeds are also interested in Sergio Romero, but it actually says that Villa value Sergio Romero at around £10 million. Sergio Romero has endured 5 years with the football club. We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. Last season, Romero, I think, played all our League Cup games, all our FA Cup games prior to the semi, and all our Europa League games prior to the semi. I don't think he played in the League Cup semi either. That was another one. Romero's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. I think it's said, we do want Jack Grealish from Aston Villa as part of a deal of Villa getting Sergio Romero, but I just can't see Aston Villa going along with this. It also mentioned recently that we offered Diego Dalot to Aston Villa as obviously, getting Jack Grealish. But Sergio Romero want to leave Man United, obviously, because obviously now he's third choice goalkeeper, because obviously now Dean Henderson is back at Man United. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got a goalkeeping decision to make, because I've got to say he has to put Dean Henderson as number 1 for this season, because I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to become our number 1 goalkeeper, because Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him. because he recently enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. Don't forget he had loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We got Dean Henderson back in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him at the age of 14. So Dean Henderson has been part of the club for several years. Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson's not yet ready to become Man United's number 1 and he wants to stick with De Gea for this season. Dean Henderson has actually threatened to leave the club if he isn't assured to be number 1 this season. He did recently sign a 5-year contract with Man United, Dean Henderson, plus with an option of a further year. So in total, it's a 6-year deal with around 120 grand a week. So there you go. Obviously, earlier on today, I give you the news on Thiago Alcantara. You already know the news on him. Recently, I've been talking with you a lot about Daya Upamecano from RP Leipzig. Obviously, Man United are in for him. He's a centre-half, and Man United are in search for a centre-half because we're looking for someone to go alongside Harry Maguire in our back line. Obviously, we have made our first signing of this summer transfer window. Obviously, we completed the signing of Donny van de Beek recently. It was made official yesterday, and I think Solskjaer is delighted with the signing. But we know that Donny van de Beek is not enough for Manchester United. Solskjaer said now he's looking to make 3 more signings. But at the end of last season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer outlined his transfer plans. And I think Woodward said he wants Manchester United to make around 3 or 4 signings in this summer transfer window. Obviously, the news on Sergio Regulon. What's his surname now? Reguilon, yeah. He's obviously from Real Madrid. Obviously, he's a left back, and I updated you about Reguilon on my recent video. Sky Sports have said, and it's in a few other media outlets, they've said, Man United are interested in him. He says we put an offer in for the player. He's a cheap solution. Obviously, Real Madrid value him at around 27 million, but we could actually get him for 22 million. Could even possibly get him for 18 million pounds. So he could possibly be our second signing in this summer transfer window and our 6th permanent signing overall under the Solskjaer era. I think he'll leave Real Madrid, will Sergio Reguilon. His surname sometimes can be hard to pronounce. Reguilon, that's it. But obviously Real Madrid is behind Ferland Mendy and Marcelo, because obviously Zinedine Zidane prefers them over Sergio Reguilon. But we'll see what happens with that anyway. But like I said regarding the news about Donny van de Beek, I think that's the first piece of good news for Man United so far in this summer transfer window, because prior to the Donny van de Beek news, everything was going wrong for Manchester United. Obviously, we had the incident with Harry Maguire. We obviously had Paul Pogba test positive for coronavirus recently. Brandon Williams recently got injured. And also to Marcus Rashford, he recently sustained an ankle injury and he's a doubt for England's games against Iceland and Denmark. Don't forget, he said Wan-Bissaka set him to start of pre-season training. And to be honest with you, it took us a while to get our first signing of this summer transfer window, because the summer transfer window, I think, has been open 5 weeks, or is it just over 5 weeks now? But I do feel as though that Solskjaer is progressing as Manchester United manager, because he did publicly come out and say that Manchester United have got to spend money in this summer transfer window. And he instructed our board to spend a substantial amount, because I did say, didn't I, Man United were beginning to lose patience with the board. Obviously, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy has been for several years. Obviously, with the lack of transfer activity for so long. Obviously, we've overpaid for players and that in recent years. But Woodward, don't forget, did say that he's determined to back Solskjaer in this summer transfer window. and assured that his job is safe a few times. And you had the Glazers, saying that they're determined to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But like I've said to you, Solskjaer's not only going to focus on the incomings in this summer transfer window, he's also going to focus on the outgoings. Because obviously, we sell players in this summer transfer window, will generate money, and it will help us with our rebuilding process. We could get rid of up to at least 7 or 8 players in this summer transfer window. There's still deadwood at the club, obviously we're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. Like I said, Smalling, Rojo, Jones, we're looking to get rid of them. We're also looking to get rid of Diego Dalot. Merritt Bay and Victor Lindelof's futures at Man United are uncertain, but I think they will remain at the club for this season. So yeah, we're going to get rid of players in this summer transfer window. But like I've said, I don't know if Solskjaer's the right manager for Manchester United. I really, really don't. I think this season is going to tell the story. Because like I said, this season's going to be the big test for Solskjaer. Because this season's going to be his second full season at the football club. And he knows this season that he's going to have bigger expectations to exceed. Now, I want Manchester United to mount a title challenge up because we failed to mount a title challenge up in the last 7 years, and don't forget we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it for 7 years, like I said. If we was to, win the title under Solskjaer, that would be such a fantastic achievement because obviously it'd be our first title under him, and it'd be our 21st title overall because obviously at the moment we've won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League. So as it stands at the moment, we are the most successful team in Premier League history. It'd be a fantastic achievement to win a trophy under Solskjaer this season because obviously we haven't won out yet in terms of silverware under him. And Solskjaer has been at Manchester United around 20 months, is it now, including the 3 months when he was the interim manager. And we haven't won a major honour for over 3 years. And that's the first time this has happened in 31 years. We've only won 3 trophies since Alex Ferguson's retirement, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. But in the entirety of our history, we've won 45 trophies. 38 of them trophies came under Alex Ferguson. Obviously, Ferguson endured 20 odd years at Manchester United. Obviously, he endured over 20 odd years of success, but don't forget Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. And I did say it's going to be hard for any manager at Man United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Alex Ferguson did. But I still have a lot of trustworthy in Solskjaer. I really, really do. Because I think he's learnt quite a lot at Man United and that. Like I said, I think he now knows his best 11. On my next video, I'm going to give you Man United's best 11 as it stands now. Obviously, with Donny van der Beek included in the team. And Solskjaer, I think, knows his best formation as well. That's another one because obviously last season a lot Solskjaer did go with that 4-2-3-1 formation. Probably likely to stick with that formation for the vast majority of this season. Like I said, Solskjaer's got that managerial experience behind him now. Reflecting how long he's been at Man United, plus Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. And I've also seen improvements under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like I said, our recruitment has improved under him. I also think last season he promoted the youth very, very well. More or less, he has given everybody their chances to express themselves. I think our record against the top 6 sides last season were very, very good. Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in to Manchester United. We're unbeaten in the league since January. We're unbeaten in our last 14 league games. Don't forget, we went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea had beaten us in the FA Cup semi-final. That was our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager and that. But don't get me wrong, there is still improvements needed at Manchester United. I won't lie. I still think there's certain players that have got to improve. I think the likes of Harry Maguire's got to improve. Lindelof's got to improve. Bay and Shaw need to improve their fitness. Bissaka, we've got to see more attacking intent from him. I think there's aspects of Rashford's game that's got to improve. Obviously, De Gea has got to get back to the form he was in before these 2 years when he's been inconsistent and that. There's obviously aspects of our game that have got to improve. I think Solskjaer's decision making's also got to improve as well. But it is a long rebuilding process. Like I said, the vast majority of this team is not Solskjaer's. Solskjaer is inheriting players here from the Jose Mourinho era. He's inheriting a few players here still from the Van Gaal era. The smatter here from the Moyes era still. And still a few players here from the Ferguson era. But the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. I think Solskjaer's definitely improved a lot of Jose Mourinho's players at the club. Especially the top players have improved under Solskjaer. You know what I mean? So I've been very, very impressed with him. We have spent a lot of money in the last 7 years on players. We've recruited a good 32, 33 players in the last 7 years, like I mentioned to you. I think a lot of those players that we have brought in, though, haven't been the right calibre players for Man United and that. But I think there's some players we have brought in who we should have kept and who we let go. Should have kept Herrera, arguably. Should have kept Lukaku, arguably. But like I said, we have spent £1 billion in the last 7 years on players. Under Solskjaer, we've spent over £200 million. Obviously, last summer, Solskjaer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January, he bought Bruno Fernandes and... Wait a second. Try to get the light on. He bought Bruno Fernandes and Odi Nagala in on loan and just recently got Donny van der Beek. And also he's brought a few academy players into the football club and all of that. You know what I mean? And that. But not long now till the season starts. And to be honest with you, I am really, really looking forward to the new season starting. And it's very imperative that Man United do have a strong start to this season. I think for Man United, I think how Man United can win the title under Solskjaer, I've already gone through with you. I think we need to make at least 5 signings. Obviously, got to keep our imperative players at the club. We've obviously got to get rid of more players. You know what I mean? Another thing Solskjaer needs to do is get Paul Pogba a new contract at the football club. I think Paul Pogba will remain at Manchester United this season anyway. Let's see how he gets on. But yeah, we have got a pretty good squad now, especially with Donny van der Beek in there. Probably the best. We've got a very, very good midfield now with Donny van der Beek, Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. That's obviously our first choice midfield trio. But now, what's going to happen with Fred? Fred was obviously surplus to requirements when Bruno Fernandes came in. What's going to happen with McTominay? What's going to happen with Nemanja Matic? And that is the question, isn't it? What's going to happen with them players? We've got quite a lot of midfielders in the team. Like I said, we are going to offload a few. There's been rumours of Fred possibly leaving the club, and I think actually Fred has come out and said that he wants to leave Manchester United. Roma are interested in him. Galatasaray recently inquired about getting him on loan with an option to buy him. I think Fred, to be honest though, has really, really improved as a Manchester United player. That's one thing I have got to say. But as you all know, regarding Solskjaer, I talk about him a lot because I love him. He's Manchester United manager. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years and all of that. One of his most iconic moments as a player was 1999. Obviously, when he scored that late goal and won the club the treble. Obviously, it's one of the club's greatest achievements, or should I say, is the club's greatest achievement. And you can see what Solskjaer's doing at the club. You can see, he's trying to change the culture of the club, and he's trying to get Manchester United back to being a competitive elite level football club. So you can see what he's trying to do. There's some United fans that well, I've heard saying that Solskjaer isn't the right manager. There's some United fans that think we need to get a manager in at the top level and a manager with like a proven pedigree. If we are to have a bad start to this season, then maybe Solskjaer could be under, pressure again. The first part of last season, he really was, because of the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season, don't forget. But I thought in his first season last season he did well, because he exceeded most of his expectations, didn't he? Don't forget, But we got qualification for the Champions League, which I said was very, very imperative, because if we hadn't got qualification for the Champions League, then maybe we wouldn't have got the players that we would have wanted in. So there you go. So anyway, guys, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.